Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor, and today we are not painting, but we're doing something a little different that I think you guys are gonna love. So, if you have a ton of door hanger templates in your possession, which if you've been following me for any amount of time, I bet you do, and you have an iPad, you're gonna learn some things today that you can do with those templates on your iPad. So if you've ever had a template and wished that you could change up the lettering, or maybe you wish you could see what something on the template would look like if you had leopard print instead, or maybe you wanted to add something to the template and like maybe change something. So, for example, we came out with a door hanger design this past or last month, I think it was, that was a turkey holding a sign that said, "Save a turkey, order pizza." And the turkey was holding a slice of pizza, right? Well, one of our customers, I forget what her name was or who it was, but if you're here, let me know. She wanted to do that design for a paint party, and so the lady who was going to who was going to host the party, I'll get my words right in a minute. She said that she didn't like the pizza, but she wished that he was holding something different, and she wished it just said "Happy Thanksgiving." Like she loved the turkey part of it and the sign, but she didn't like the pizza and the saying. And so I get it. My humor's not for everybody. And maybe she was just like, yeah, I like the turkey, but I just wish it said "Happy Thanksgiving." Well, she took the template and she changed it up just a bit. And instead of holding a pizza, she made it to where the turkey was holding like a piece of like a pie, like an apple pie or something, and changed up the words. So if you've ever wished you could do something like that, today might be really helpful for you. Hey, Lauren. Hi, Sandra and Cindy and Renidra. Y'all say hello as you come in and tell me if you have the Procreate app or if you don't. Let me know. Does everyone have the Procreate app? Okay, and then we're fixing to get started. Let me take this. I already did. Took it off the screen. There we go. And then I'm going to actually take my face off of here so you guys can see the iPad even better. But before I do, let me remind you that our Procreate course is half price right now. So if you enjoyed this lesson and you love like what I show you here, just know that it's not nearly as overwhelming to do these sort of things after you've taken that course. So some of this may feel like you're drinking from a fire hose, like if you tried to watch this today and learn exactly by watching, you may just be like, oh, this is way too much. Like Tamara's moving too fast, because I have a tendency to do that. However, once you take my course, the course is slow. It's click by click, it's in bite-sized pieces, and it's for beginners. So everything that we teach you in that course teaches you how to use all the buttons and the things in this app that will allow you to do the things we're going to do today. Okay. Renidra says, I'm still new to this. Hey, Donna. Hi, Lauren. Cindy says, yes, I do. I've taken your course. It's awesome. Thank you, Cindy, for that. Joanne says, I don't have it, but I want it. I also want to know about the screen cover you suggested. So if you notice, the screen on my iPad is not super glossy. That's because I have a iPad cover on it that's a matte screen protector. So it has a paper-like feel when I write on it with my pen. I have that linked in my Amazon favorites, Joanne. Shaylin says, I have the app and your course. They are great. Thank you for that. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to just this view so you can see better what I'm doing. And if you notice, I do have my gallery here. This is what this is called. It's called the gallery after you open the app. And we'll go back to the main screen so you can see this is what the app looks like. It's black with like this little rainbow swoosh running through it. The app costs $9.99. And it's worth every penny. They do updates on it pretty frequently, so you can always like get the newest features and stuff like that, and you never have to pay more. Deborah, this is an iPad Pro. It's roughly, I think, like 11 inches across. And then I've got a few templates already pulled up for us. I've got the presents. This is like just trying to make it where y'all can see it, but I don't know if y'all can see it or not. The lighting makes it hard to see that. So when I make it bigger, you might be able to see it better. And then we've got a gingerbread house, and then we've got this one. So I want to start with this one right here. Let's say, for instance, that you wanted to do this design, but maybe you didn't want to do the words season's greetings. Maybe you wanted it to say your last name. So what you would do is you would take the JPEG image, right? The black and white that you get in your template, and you would import it. You can do that by clicking the little wrench icon and then insert a photo. And so you're just going to pull it in like a photo into your iPad. And I also like to pull in the color version. So if you want the color version there to see also, I've got it pulled in there. But we're only going to be working with the black and white for right now. And so what you can do is you can take an eraser, or if you're like mine right here, as you can see, it doesn't have white in the background. It's just black and white. So I can just take an eraser and I can start erasing the words from this design. So let's say I wanted to change this and make it say the Bennetts. So I can just erase this. If yours doesn't have a clear background, maybe it's got a white background, instead of using an eraser, you would just select the brush tool and choose white paint. And you would just paint over that to kind of clear it out of there. And if you're not very good, whoops, you might have missed that because I did it so quickly. If you mess up and accidentally erase something you didn't mean to, there's an undo button over here, or you can quickly just tap with 2 fingers and it puts it right back. There we go. So now we have the words erased and we can change and put something else on it. Diane says, I'm so happy you're doing this. Does anybody have any questions so far? Thank you, Lauren. She says this course is fantastic. She's talking about the Procreate for Makers course. It's half price right now. It's normally $97. There's no coupon required. And right now it's on sale for $48.50.
What type of iPad are you using?
This is an iPad Pro, but you don't have to have an iPad Pro. You can use like just a regular iPad, an iPad mini, or any of those. Okay, so if you're good at hand lettering, you could select like a hand lettering brush and you could write the Bennetts. I'm not very good at lettering on the iPad, so I'm not going to do that. What we could do though is we could insert text. So we're going to select the wrench, select add text, and it puts this tiny little text bar up here. I'm going to move it down so I can see it. And then you're going to tap on it, double tap, select it. You can change the color now. Once it's selected, you can go in here and change the color if you want. But since we're working in black and white, we're going to keep it like this. You can also change the font type and the font size. So I'm going to make it a little bigger. And let's choose a different font. This is a cute little font. Doesn't really go with this style, but it's easy to read. So we'll do with this. And we're going to select keyboard. And I'm going to, well, come on now. There we go. I'm going to type the Bennetts. And then we can stretch this to kind of make it all be on there. And now that we've got it on there, you can play around with it, right? So if you look over here, we have somebody, Tessie says, is it a basic course? Yes, very basic. So if anything about this seems intimidating right now, Tessie, just know that in the course, I break down how to use all these buttons in a lot simpler of a way so that it's more digestible. Each video is about 5 minutes long. And so you're going to learn this stuff piece by piece. But today, this video is essentially just to show you what you could possibly do once you learn all of that. So if we look at our layers, you can now see that we have our color image, which we've got turned off. We're not using it. We have our black and white, and then we have our text layer. If it has this little A symbol, that means it's just I can't ever say this. It's editable. You can edit it. If you want to make it to where you can move the text or the things around, you can tap on it. And there's a button that says rasterize. And do you see how it took that A away? And now it just makes it a black and white layer like everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little ribbon selector and click freehand. And I'm going to select just the word the. And I'm going to move it to like right in here. I may make it a little smaller right here. And then I can use my ribbon selector again. Tap it to clear it. And I can select this. I don't have to be careful about not circling around this because this layer we're on only has letters. So even if I accidentally go outside the line here, it's not going to select all that. It's only going to pick up the letters. So now I can move it and I can resize it. And just like that, I have custom lettering on the design. Now I think I want to make B a little bigger now that now that I have it selected. And I might even want to like put it at an angle. You could kind of like rotate it, something like that. Or you could even delete that if you didn't like it, and you could do like something different. You play with this all different kinds of ways. Becky says, I'm anxious to try this course. Well, it's 50% off right now, Becky. You got to grab it while you can. So now that I have my custom lettering in here, I could take and export this. If I need to use this as a template, I can export it. I click the wrench icon and select share, and then select JPEG. Just a moment. One of my children just walked in. Okay, go handle it.
What do I do?
She's probably got some spare clothes. If she doesn't, get her something of Charlie's to wear. We're babysitting today. Shut the door, please. Shut the door. I don't know. Oh my goodness. So after we hit export JPEG, we're just going to click save image. And now it's in our camera roll, right? And once it's in your camera roll, you can import it into like blockposters.com, which if you've never been to blockposters.com, let me just show you real quick. This is like a quick mini lesson on that. Blockposters.com. It's a free website that allows you to create your own templates. Or actually, it creates like poster sizes of your image. So I'm going to select the one we just did. Upload your image. There it is right there. Please stop coming in here.
Does she not have a backpack?
No, she doesn't. Go out and ask her dad. He's in the garage. He's in the shop. So it's on 3 pages wide. And if you look right here, you'll see that it says that it's going to print at, y'all can't read that because it's too tiny, but it says 25 inches by 25 inches. So this would be roughly 25 inches this way and 25 inches that way, which this is dead space. So 25 by probably 22 or so. So if you wanted to change that, you could play with the different settings in here. 2 pages wide, then it's 17 by 17. Change it to landscape. Now it's 20 by 22 by 22. I like that size. So then I could click this and then click create my poster. Download my poster. Download. Open. Where'd it go? Here it is. And now I have a poster or a printable template that I can use with my custom lettering on it. Super simple. Anybody can do that. All we did was change the lettering and make the poster.
All right. How long is the sale?
The sale ends tomorrow. Sale ends tomorrow. 50% off at procreateformakers.com. Thursday. Ends Thursday.
And how do you make them into SVGs?
Okay, so Tessie, there's probably some websites out there that I'm not aware of that do convert JPEG to SVG. So you might just Google that. However, if you have Inkscape software or Lightburn software, if you're already using a laser machine, I bet your laser software can do that. I know Glowforge can. In Glowforge, you can import your JPEG and you can ask it to like trace the image and it will turn it into an SVG for you. Lightburn can do the same thing. There's a tool function and you click trace image and all you have to import in there is this JPEG image. All right, let's try another one. Let's go back to the gallery and let's try these presents right here. Let's say that this is what the original looked like, which I did this years ago and, you know, my style has changed. So maybe I don't want to do this, or maybe you're more of a neutral color kind of person and this looks way too crazy and psychedelic for you. I don't blame you. You can totally take it and be like, okay, well, I like the black and white buffalo plaid. Maybe I want to keep that. But maybe I want to change up the colors of some of this stuff. So let's see. You could probably, let me just test something. In the color image here, we could just select different sections of it and change them. Like we could select all of these right here if we didn't like this green. It's kind of tricky, but you got to click on all the green parts. And you could swipe down with 3 fingers. And we're going to cut that and remove it. Oh, I missed a piece. A teeny little piece right there. Cut. So now we took that color out. Maybe we wanted to keep all the other colors the same. And so then we could put our own custom color in there. Let's say we wanted to do like gold, more like what's in the bow. So if we wanted to use that exact color of gold that's in the bow, we could hold down our finger on the gold and it selects the gold for us. And now we can drag and drop the gold into that present. And then we can select, see, this is all fun stuff that we teach you in this course that you can do. I know this may seem a little overwhelming right now, but we've only selected the gold area. So let's add something to it. I've got these pattern brushes that I downloaded online. We could add some patterns like polka dots or something. Let's see. I've got all kinds of stuff. Maybe zebra, and I don't know. We don't want to do zebra. That's too crazy. Let's go back down here. I've got some more down here that are a little bit more normal. Like there's just leopard print, or there's this pretty, like if you had a stencil that looks like a damask or something like that, we could use that. And maybe we just want to go with like a slightly lighter yellow so it's not so overwhelming. And these brushes that you can like, that brush I think came with Procreate. So look, just right there, if that pattern's too big, look, we can undo it. Make it smaller. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this brush came with Procreate. And so if you had a stencil that was similar to this, this would help you kind of visualize what using that stencil on this part of the door hanger would look like. Pam said, I purchased. Now I'm counting on Santa to bring me an iPad. Tammy, the website is blockposters.com. Oh, thank you for that, Kelly. She said convention.com converts things to SVG. And thank you for saying that, Lauren. Yeah. So I know that like simple things like this can sometimes be easily forgotten once you start learning all the buttons and things in Procreate. And so you might be like, oh, I forgot how to do that part of it. And you can go back to that one lesson that's only 5 minutes long to relearn it instead of watching like a 40-minute long video. Okay. And then let's go back to the gallery again, because I'm going to show you now. Okay, so the original design for this, I don't have it on here, do I? No. The original design for this gingerbread house was kind of like pastel colors. So if I wanted to remix this design and make it more traditional gingerbread, I could use this like a coloring book page. And we teach exactly how to color a coloring book page in the Procreate course. So it's going to be so simple. You're just going to follow the same steps. So we can go over here to our colors, and also look at this, y'all. The colors, whoops. You can select through disc, classic, all different ways. If you have a hard time finding the color you want, you could also just look like at color palettes like this. And there's ways to make your own color palettes too, which is fun. But we won't go into that today because I'm going to squirrel out if I do. Okay, let's find like a gingerbread color. This kind of looks like gingerbread maybe. Is that too dark for gingerbread, or is that okay? I think that's probably okay. So see, did you see what I did? I took the color that I picked and I dragged it and I just dropped it down there in the house. Now there's a little spot down here that it missed. So we're going to drag it in there. And let's see, maybe we want our chimney to also be gingerbread color.
Okay, stop a
Yeah.
moment.
Am I going too fast?
How did you get the brush to only apply, she says on the present, but how did you paint just that one section?
Okay. So Stephanie, there's several different ways to do that, but in the course, we teach you how to use this ribbon select tool. Ribbon select has different options down here. So we use the automatic selection. And so if we only wanted to color inside the roof of this, we would select ribbon, automatic, or actually let's do the gingerbread. We'll do some shading on the gingerbread and then tap every area that has gingerbread. So now all those blue areas are the only place we're going to color. Okay. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to take a slightly darker brown, and then I'm going to switch to a brush that has, let's see, where is it? Has like airbrushing. See how it looks like airbrush? And I'm just going to start coloring along the edges here. Let me check and see what size my brush is. And I can make this look kind of shaded. Y'all see how quickly this could become addicting? Like, we all love to color, right? And you could just sit and color to your heart's content all day long. And you could be even better at coloring than you ever were with crayons or markers, because look at this. Isn't that fun? Let's do some kind of along the bottom of the chimney. Like right there. And then we could add some highlights. So I'm going to go back to my original color by holding my finger down to select it. And then I'm going to go with a lighter shade of that color. And I'm going to do a little bit of highlights. Make it look like it's lighter in the middle on these places where the light is bouncing off of it.
Where did you get these templates you're working with?
These templates are for sale at shopdoorhangers.com. And so if you have any door hanger templates, you could just use the ones you've got. You could also buy some more, but look at that beautiful shading. And so you could paint it like this if you know how to paint and add shading. So now to take it off of the selection where we can paint in other areas, I'm just going to tap the ribbon select again and then tap my brush. And let's just start color dropping. Like maybe we want our snow to be white. I don't have to color drop that, but maybe we want each one of these little circles to look like a peppermint. So let's make this even easier. Let's go to Google and type in peppermint clip art. Because if you can't, drawing peppermints can be kind of challenging. There's a good one right there. Or right here. This is even better because it's got a black outline. So it would be easier to select this. So I'm going to, let's see, hold down my finger on it, save image, come back to Procreate, use my wrench icon, add, insert photo, select my little peppermint, and then I'm going to drag it down to the size that I need. We can just pinch to zoom in. And maybe we want each one of these to look like a peppermint. So now we can use our layer tool. Do you see how when we imported that peppermint, it put it on its own separate layer? Watch this. Swipe right, left, click duplicate. Now we have 2 peppermints, but they're still stacked. So let's slide it to a new spot. Whoops. There we go. And let's do it again. Swipe, duplicate. There we go. And we can put peppermints all around here. If you wanted to make these different color peppermints, you could do that. You could really have a lot of fun with this. Oh, that's all the peppermints. So now that I have all these peppermints on different layers, I could actually pinch and look, now they're all in their own layer. I feel like we probably need peppermints right in here too, though, don't we? So let's undo that last action. Duplicate again. I forgot about these little spots. These are a little bigger. There we go. Now I'm going to pinch and make them all on the same layer. Okay. Any other questions? Let's pause for a moment because I feel like I moved really quick. What is Procreate and how do you use it? It's an app that you can buy in your Apple App Store. You cannot use this app on any other device. It has to be an iPad or an iPhone. Kelly says Procreate classes were the best purchase I could have made. Thank you for that. Joanne says, whoever created this is a genius, right? Taylor said, I knew I wanted Procreate, but now I'm literally mind-blowing and I need it. Yes, because a lot of you guys may have this preconceived notion that the only reason you need Procreate is if you're going to design door hangers, right? Create your own templates. But you could also use my templates. This is my template. And you could modify it and make it your own and kind of come up with a design while you're sitting there watching TV. And then like later, you could actually paint it like this. But this helps you come up with the design concept. What color should we put inside these windows? What do you think?
Do Happy Mail while you
and let's do some Happy Mail real quick. While you guys are responding to that, let's do some Happy Mail. We got some new markers that y'all are brand new. Like they just hit Amazon last week. Graffiti markers from Artistro. There's 10 of them in the pack. Look how big the tip on these markers is. I don't necessarily know if these are going to be perfect for door hangers yet, but I'm going to test them out for you on Friday Fab 5. But I just had to show you how big these are. These would be so good for like writing on posters or something like that. Look how large the tip is. It's bigger than my finger. These are jumbo markers. They're called graffiti markers. So, you know, if you were going to do something really large or on a poster or a wall, these would be great. And we've got a set of 10 of these that we're going to give away. So if you will, if you haven't done so in the last 30 seconds, drop me a comment. Just tell me I'm here, and we're going to pick a winner.
Will we have access to the class after we take it so we can go back to it when needed?
Yes, you will have access to the Procreate for Makers class for as long as you want. And it's a self-guided class. Everything's pre-recorded, so you can sit down and watch it at your pace. You'll have access to it. I say lifetime access, but you know, if the program that ever holds the course online goes under, then it could go away. But ideally, you have it for lifetime.
Steven says pink in the window.
Pink in the window. Okay. What other suggestions y'all have? I was trying to go with slightly neutral kind of colors because I'm doing more like a traditional gingerbread. I'm kind of thinking maybe like a light blue even. Something like that. What do y'all think? Let's see. Joanne says it's her 70th birthday. Happy birthday, Joanne. I wished I'd known. I would have congratulated you or said happy birthday in person when I saw you on Saturday at the Jingle and Mingle. Love this program. Still trying to learn it. I'm glad you guys are finding this helpful. We're going to finish drawing this or coloring this gingerbread in just a minute. We're going to give away these Procreate markers first. We're taking a breather.
Stephen Casey Taylor wants to know how the past weekend was.
Oh, it was wonderful. I posted a few pictures over on my Southern Adornments page. So if you haven't seen it, click over there. But we had an awesome time. We had some good food. We had lots of crafting. Everybody there couldn't wait to come back to the next one. Okay, Eileen Marini, you are our Happy Mail winner. Eileen Marini, congratulations.
Donna is asking, do we download it from somewhere on your site?
The Procreate course? Is that what she's asking? So after you sign up for it, it will give you a login in your email for Kajabi. I know that's a weird word. Kajabi. That is the platform that hosts the course, right? It's like an online classroom. And you'll have an email and a password where you can go log in. So just make sure and save that email with that login information so you know how to get back there. Michelle just bought an iPad to use for Procreate. Yay!
Susan wants to know how to purchase.
Procreateformakers.com. If I can spell Procreate. There we go. I'll put it up on the screen for y'all. Procreateformakers.com. Betty says, I bought it last year and I have rewatched portions of it for refreshers. Okay, good. Helen said she didn't get the email. Email customer service. I bet they can help you out.
When you go to draw out your own design, what brush do you use and the size?
Okay, great question, Teresa. So let's go ahead and switch back to the iPad so you can see what I'm doing. So if I'm going to draw a design, let's just pull up a new layer and turn these other layers off for a minute so you can see a blank screen. I'm just going to go like, okay, so it's kind of confusing. So if sometimes when I draw the color parts out first. And so let me just do a quick demonstration with like a heart shape, something super simple, right? We're going to pick a red and I like to use a monoline pen. So I have my own little folder in here of my favorite brushes that I use all the time. But when you download Procreate, you won't have that right away. So I don't teach it with my normal brushes. So let me find the one. Drawing maybe? No, painting. I'm looking for the classic monoline brush. I've changed my original thing in here so much that you can't hardly find them super easy. Oh, maybe it's under, yeah, it's under calligraphy. Okay, so there's a folder called calligraphy and there's monoline. So you tap that. And then over here, you can adjust the size of your brush. So you can go pretty big or you can go pretty small. So just select a size that you're comfortable with. And so sometimes if I'm drawing, I start out with that monoline brush. Because do you see how it doesn't matter how hard I push down? The line is the same width no matter what. Let me show you an example of one that's not monoline. So this one right here, if I'm pushing lightly, it's going like this. If I'm pushing hard, it's going like this. So depending on the pressure that I use, it changes. So that's not a monoline brush, but this one is, because no matter how hard I push, the weight of the line stays the same. So let's just color that red. And let's say this is the completed, finished door hanger. I can't leave it just this plain. So let's just add some polka dots or something for aesthetic. Here, we'll make it buffalo plaid, because why not? Oh, hang on. Maybe we won't do buffalo plaid because I think I did that wrong. We'll do polka dots with like a light pink. Those are too small. Okay, so let's pretend this is our finished door hanger design. What I usually do is I create a new layer on top of that. I switch to black and I go back. I make sure I'm on that monoline brush. It was under calligraphy, right? Yeah. And I reduce the weight of my brush down small enough that it's not going to be a super thick line. But then I usually just trace. That's still a little thick. Let's go a little smaller. That's 8%. Trace around the outer edge of the design. If you hold it down, it'll kind of smooth out your lines, right? See? Kind of smooths it down. Lift up. And so I'll trace all the different elements. If you wanted to trace the polka dots, you could do that. Trace the different parts. We're just doing this real quick, so don't judge if I get off the lines just a little bit. But this is how I normally create like door hanger designs. I'll draw them first like in color, and then I go back and add the black and white lines later. Because it's easier to change things when I have them in color and in layers than after I add the black lines. It's harder to change things. Okay, so let's pretend this is our door hanger design. Now I'm going to turn off my color layer and I have my template, and I can export this just like I showed you before. Does that help telling you it was the monoline brush? I'm sure that's probably the main question you had. You love how detailed I am in class. I try to be. Jolene, yes, this is the same class that we offered last year. We're selling it at half price today, or this week. Ends on Thursday. I think mine's a little smaller than 12.9. I think it's like 11 something. Okay, let's go ahead and add some more details to our gingerbread house, whatever this thing's called. Let's pick a light blue for the windows. Whoops. You know what just happened? Look, if I drag it in there right now, the reason it filled the entire screen is because we're accidentally still on the peppermint layer. So let's undo that and make sure we go back and click on our gingerbread layer. And now we're going to drag and drop. And I'm going to actually click this. Do you see how it popped up and said continue filling with recolor? If I tap that, it gives me this little cursor, and I can drag this cursor around. Well, actually that won't work. Never mind, because I have the color drop set too high, which that's a really advanced thing that I'm not going to teach you about today. So we'll just continue dragging and dropping like this. Kids are getting rowdy in there. Oh, I almost forgot about these little bitty windows in the door. Okay, and then let's say we wanted to color our candy canes. We could use our ribbon select tool. It's set to automatic. Select our candy canes. Go back to our brush. Do you see how there's like those faint lines? Can y'all see that? There's like faint little lines running through everything. That's the area that's not selected. We have only selected inside this area. So let's go to red. And I'm going to use that monoline brush that I've got, and we're just going to add some candy cane lines.
Where do you recommend buying Procreate brushes?
There's some at Kita Lee. I don't know if you got KITALEIGH. Kita Lee has some good ones. Creative Fabrica, I think, has a lot to choose from. Once you get to looking, there's Procreate brushes everywhere that you could download and use. The leopard print one that I use all the time is from Kita Lee. Whoops. I'm not very good at coloring candy cane, so it's good enough. There we go. And we're going to leave the snow white, but let's color like these little shingles. What if we did those red and white? Maybe we're just going to keep this like super traditional colors. Our door, would it look good in red? No. See, like you can just do it and undo it. Maybe we'll do it like in a lighter tan. Like that. And we could do the rest of the door in like a darker brown. If you don't like it, you could totally change it up and make it your own. We'll do that darker brown around the base of the gingerbread. And then I'm just going to pretend like this is snow the rest of the way around. So then you could turn around and paint it just like this. You could even go a step further and like add some more shading inside the windows if you want. Maybe add some words on something if you've got room, stuff like that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick little Procreate lesson today. Just showing you, if you're just now tuned in, we showed you how to add your own custom wording. We showed you how to change up the patterns if you're trying to decide what colors to use. We showed you how to completely remix a template design and make it your own custom colors. And so these are all things that may seem overwhelming in a video like this. However, in the course, we break things down in step-by-step 5-minute little videos where you're going to learn each button separately. So in a video like I did today, I was probably using 20 different functions throughout the video. And so that can seem super overwhelming. But in the course, we break them down so you understand what each function is, what its purpose is, how to use it. And that allows you to do cool stuff like this after you've got the hang of the app.
Talk about the pins and discount code.
Okay. So before you go, if you did not hear about these are some new markers that Artistro released. They're called released. They're called graffiti markers, and they have a giant jumbo tip. I'm going to be trying these out live on Friday, Fab 5 on Friday. So be sure to tune back in for those. But there is a discount code for these if you're interested. 20% off the markers. I've put it up in the video description for you. The Procreate course that we've been talking about this whole video is half price between now and Thursday. It's normally $97. So it's a steal of a deal. It's under $50. If you've got an iPad, just download the Procreate app for $9.99. Get this course, and you can be doing stuff like this tonight. Any other questions? Does the course expire? No, you'll have access to it forever. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.